Okay, hello everybody. Today I'll be teaching you how to make one of these little no-sew crochet wheels. Yep. Okay, here are the materials that you'll be needing for this wheel. The pattern, this will be in the description box below. You'll be needing yarn. I'm using milk cotton yarn here. And to go with this, you need a crochet hook. And here I'm using a 3.5 mm crochet hook. For the eyes, you can either use eye studs, but I'll be using a little just black beads. The size of the wheel is 5 centimeters by 5 centimeters, so I'm using a 6 mm size black bead. If you want, you can use 6 mm eye studs. That also works. That way it will be completely no-sew. And then black thread and a needle to sew on the eyes. You need a pair of scissors, tapestry needle, and stitch marker or a safety pin if you don't have a stitch marker. And that's it. Okay, now you can start off to make the wheel. Okay, now for the first row, we'll be starting off with a magic ring of 6 stitches. So first step, I will show you how to do a magic ring. You have your yarn here. The end of the yarn goes over the rest like this, so it forms a little loop at the end here. You take this loop, you fold it over the yarn like this, and then you see the little string going through the little circle. We'll have to take this out, and then it'll form a little loop at the top here, so there'll be like 2 little loops. This little loop at the top, you take your crochet hook, you insert it through like this. Okay, now how to hold your crochet hook and your yarn to keep the tension right. Okay, the way I do it, I kind of just hold it like this. These fingers go around like this. Index finger holds at the top to control it with your thumb like this. Okay, now for your left hand, the way I do it, bring your index finger, go underneath the yarn, the working yarn, that's what we call it, underneath, and then the pinky actually holds the tension, right? Thumb and your middle finger, and also your ring finger sometimes, but mostly my middle finger, will be holding on to the project. But for here, since it's pretty small, I won't be using my ring finger yet, but later in the video you'll probably see it. Okay, so to do the magic ring, first off, you hold your yarn properly. You would want to secure this little part at the end here. Okay, so secure it using your thumb and your middle finger. Okay, now that we have this, yarn over, and then you pull it through the loop that is on your crochet hook, and that will secure your magic ring. Okay, next round. As you can see, it's an increasing row. So the way we do an increase is, okay, you see this little V here? Okay, take our hook, we go through the front loop, okay, and then we go through the back loop. So we are basically transferring the V onto the crochet hook like this. Okay, so from here, yarn over, angle your hook down, pull through the stitch, yarn over again, pull through both stitches. That is 1 single crochet. Okay, and then for an increase, it's basically 2 single crochets in 1 stitch. So we've done the first stitch, we gotta do it again. You see that it's like kind of secured to that 1 stitch. We'll go in again, into the same stitch, yarn over, pull out, yarn over, pull through 2. And then there'll be 2 stitches. Okay, and then we'll do that set 6 times in total. So 1, 2, like that. You see that? Okay. and then I'll increase again. Oh, sorry. Okay, that's that set of increases. It'll be fourth one. And then that's the final one. So in total, if you count all the little V's, or the stitches as we call it, there should be 12 stitches. Okay, so 12. Okay. Now for the next row. Okay, next row will be 1 single crochet and then an increase. So the way we do that is that on the starting row, on the first stitch of the row, put the hook in, 1 single crochet, and then we'll move to the next stitch. In the next stitch, there'll be 2 single crochets in this stitch. Okay, 1 and 2, and that will be the set. So we gotta do the set 6 times in total. So first set done, 5 more to go. 1 single crochet, increase, 1 single crochet, increase, 1 single crochet, increase, 1 single crochet, increase, and the last one, 1 single crochet and increase. So in total, if you count it again, you should have 18 stitches in this row. So we just count it. Yep, okay, so we're still on track here. Okay, our next row, which is going to be the final increasing row, row 4, 1 single crochet, increase, and 1 single crochet to make 24 stitches in total. So similar, 1 single crochet, next stitch, increase, so 2 single crochets in 1 stitch, next stitch, be 1 single crochet again. So this set, we'll do it throughout the whole round, 6 times in total again. So let's go. Okay, that should be it. Let me count it. Okay, and that's it for the increasing rows. Next up will be, let me see, row 5 to 7 where it's just single crochets. Okay, let's do that. Rows 5 to 7, single crochet. So you can take a safety pin for this round, because that way it'll be easier, you won't have to count it so often. Go in, first stitch will be just normal single crochet. You can take a safety pin or stitch marker, take it, insert it into that first stitch that you just did, like that. Okay, then for the next 3 rows, we'll just be doing single crochet. Okay, so we've done 7 rows so far. Can tuck in the ends into the little body. And then the way to count that you have 7 rows, you can kind of already tell that there's like a little ring here, and then it's like a continuous ring, but you can kind of tell how many rows there are from here. So there's first row, second row, third row, fourth row, fifth row, sixth row, and 7th row. That is exactly what we want. Okay, so now as you can see we are on row 8. It says here all FLO. FLO is front loop only. So as you can see from our stitch here, the little V, there's one side that is facing you, which is called the front loop, and then the back, which is called the back loop. So we will only go through the front loop here. So we'll take our crochet hook and we'll insert it into the front loop only. And if we follow the pattern carefully, SLST, that stands for slip stitch. So even simpler than the single crochet, we'll just insert it into the front loop, yarn over, pull it out of the front loop, and then we'll pull it through that little loop on our hook. And that is our slip stitch. Okay, to make it easier maybe to find the back loop later, which we will need, you can take your safety pin and you can go through the back loop, which is right here. You see that one that's not connected? It will be this one right here. You see that? This one. So we'll just pin this in place so we know exactly where the back loop starts, just in case. Okay, so back to the front loop. We have this. You can kind of tell that this is the front loop because of the hole. Okay, so we'll be doing the tail here. Slip stitch, and then we'll chain two. That's when we have to yarn over, and then we'll just pull it through the loop. That creates one chain, and then we'll do it another time. That'll be 2 chains. Now, next step, 2 triple crochets. So there'll be yarn over once, yarn over twice. There'll be 3 loops on your crochet hook. You insert it into the front loop of the same stitch. Yarn over again, pull it out. Now there should be, if you spread out the yarn on your hook, you can tell that there are 4 loops on your hook. So what we do from here, we yarn over, we pull it through 2 of those loops. See those 2 loops? We only pull it through 2 of them, and then we'll do it one more time. Yarn over, we'll pull it through 2 loops, and we'll do it a last time, where we will yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops. And that is our first triple crochet. Next, we'll do it one more time. Yarn over twice, go through the front loop, yarn over again, pull it out, yarn over, pull it through 2, yarn over, pull it through 2 again, yarn over, pull it through 2. Okay, now we'll have to chain 2 again. So if you recall, yarn over, pull it out, yarn over, pull it out, like that. There'll be 2 chains. Then slip stitch. See the front loop? Go through the front loop, pull it through the one on the hook, like that. And then you have a little tail. Okay, and then we'll do that again. So chain 2, triple crochet, yarn over twice, put it into the front loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, triple crochet, and we'll do it again. Like that. Okay, and then we'll chain 2, and then we'll slip stitch into that front loop. And then we will have the tail of the whale. Okay, now we will slip stitch. This is all through the front loop again. So we have the stitch will only go through the front loop, and then we'll slip stitch 5 times. Okay, and then from here, in the next stitch, also in the front loop, slip stitch once, chain twice, and then we'll do a double crochet where you'll yarn over, you go through the front loop, yarn over, pull it out, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That is double crochet, which is slightly shorter than the triple crochet. Okay, we'll yarn over again, do the double crochet a second time, and then we'll chain 2, and then we'll slip stitch into that front loop. So you can see that it's slowly coming together, the fins and the tail. Now we gotta do 11 slip stitch to reach to the other side to do another fin. So let's do 11 slip stitches. Okay, after we've done 11 slip stitches, we'll do another fin, which is slip stitch, chain 2, double crochet, another double crochet, chain 2, slip stitch. And then we'll do another 5 slip stitch to reach the tail again. Okay, and that is the 8th row. You can see the wheel coming together. Okay, at this point, after doing the 8th row, we've basically done the top of the wheel. From here, before we switch to our white color to finish up with the bottom, I think it'll be a good time to do the eyes, and we can snip off the end of this, which we will tuck it in later. So you take your scissors, take your scissors, and then cut it off about there. See? Just cut it off, pull it out, and then you have untouched. Okay, now let's do the eyes. Okay, for this wheel, I'm using the 6mm black beads. You can use eye studs, but for this project, I want to use the black beads. So if you're using black beads, let me just show you the placement that I would put the eyes in. So you see this? I would probably place it 1 stitch before the fin starts and above, about there. So if you have an eye stud, I'll put it there probably, but it's all up to you. This is where I'll put it though. So for those eye stud people, you can kind of just finish it off there and skip to the next part. For those of you who are following along and using a black bead, you'll need a needle and black thread. So we'll cut off a good amount of black thread. I usually like to double it up because it makes it easier for me to tie a knot. Secure it onto the yarn. So double it up. And then, so again, one stitch before the fin, and then one row above. So about there. So once we have the placement down, we can take our needle and put it through. We have the eye-bead. Secure it, like, just secure it like that. And then usually, since crochet projects are a bit more holy than woven fabrics, I double up the thread like this, and I can put the needles through one of the threads. That way it's more secure compared to just using the knot like that. Okay, so this one's have the eye done. I would like to secure it a few more times, so let's go back in. Bring it out. Go through the eye. Hook it back in. And then I'll do it one more time before we move on to the next eye. Oh, sorry. Okay, so we have one of the eyes done. We'll move on to the other side. Basically the same thing, where we will position it one stitch before the fin and one row above, and stick the needle through, stick the needle through the eye bead, and then we'll just sew it. Secure it to that space. I like to do it 3 times just to make sure that it's secure. Okay, like that. Okay, we have the eyes done. Now if you flip it to the back, you can secure it off by doing a simple knot. Like that. And then you can just cut it off. Okay. Now you can move on to the next step, which will be row 9. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so far we've finished the top of the wheel as well as the details, which are the eyes. So now we will continue to do row 9. As you can see, row 9, we will be doing it all on the back loop, and it will be a decreasing row. So right now I just took off the stitch marker that marks the first stitch of the back loop. So if you still have it on, you can take it off and put your crochet hook through the first stitch. Take your white yarn, loop it around, and then pull it through like that. Then yarn over again, pull it through. That will secure the white to the project. Okay, from here we will do the first stitch, which is a single crochet. So you take your excess yarn off, see both ends here, just bring it around and over like this. Be a bit confusing, but just follow along, you'll be fine. Okay, we'll go through the same stitch, center of the tail, the back loop here. Go through that back loop, yarn over, bring it out, yarn over again, pull through 2. That will be your first single crochet. Okay, and then this row will be 2 single crochets and then 1 decrease. So all of them will be in the back loop. You'll see over here, this is a back loop right here. We'll go through that back loop. And then we'll also sandwich these pieces between each stitch. This is our second single crochet. Yarn over, pull it out, yarn over, pull through 2, and then it'll be our second single crochet. Okay. On this third stitch, again, back loop. This is a decrease stitch. So the way we do that, first stitch will be through the back loop. Again, yarn over, pull out, and then we'll go to the next stitch, again a back loop, but we'll go through the next stitch, and then we'll yarn over again, pull through. There'll be 3 loops on your crochet hook, yarn over, pull through all of them. But before that, remember to sandwich these pieces of strings in between that stitch. So we'll just pull it through like that. Take the white. Okay. Again, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. 1, 2, 3, like that. That will be our first decrease. We'll do this set of 3 stitches for 6 times. So again, back loop, single crochet, 1 single crochet in the back loop, and then another single crochet in the back loop, and then a decrease again. Let's do it again. So we go through the back loop, yarn over, pull through, next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3, like that. Okay, then we'll do that again. Single crochet, single crochet, decrease, again, single crochet, decrease. And then we'll do that again until we finish to the end. And that was our last decrease. Okay, so now it's not exactly connected yet, but once we go on to the next round, it will be. So our next round, row 10, you see this here? Single crochet and decrease. So we'll be using that decreasing stitch again. Go through the first stitch. Oh. This time round, it's not a back loop, it's not a front loop. Just go through both stitches like that. You see the little V back on? Okay. That's 1 single crochet, and then next one is a decrease. So go through 1 stitch, pull out, into another stitch, pull out, yarn over, pull through all 3. Second stitch, and then you do the 6 times in total. And let's do that. And the last one. Okay, from here I like to check to make sure that I've been on the right track. There should be 12 stitches right now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 stitches. Yep. Okay, can see the belly coming together, right? Okay, from here, this is where I start stuffing it. So I use my just polyester fill, or just stuff the wheel up. Okay, now it's all squishy. Okay, now this is our last row. We're doing a decrease, so it's decreasing all around. We'll go in first stitch. This row may be a bit fiddly because of the stuffing, but from here you see first stitch, we'll go in. Next stitch, go and pull out, pull through all 3. That'll be the first stitch. And then do another decrease, doing this 6 times in total. Sorry. Okay. And there it is. So now there's like a really tiny hole left over. We can, from here, the pattern is done. Our 11th row, last row. We can take this loop, lengthen it slightly, about this length. Take our scissors, snip it off in the loop, right there. Then we can pull it out. Okay, now from here, to sew up this little hole, we will take our tapestry needle, thread it through, and then we'll go all around doing a whip stitch. Go through every single, I do a front loop so it looks less bulky, and go through every single stitch. And then just need to pull it tight, like that. And then from here, sorry. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, after that, I like to go back into one of the stitches, just like here. Loop the yarn around it once, just for a slight, slightly secure it like that. And then poke it into the body of the wheel, pull it out to the top, tug on it a bit, and then you can snip it off. like that. Squish it a bit, fiddle with it to make sure that the body of the wheel looks right, and flip the tail out so it looks nice. And there you have it. Our little wheel, all done. Pretty simple, right?